can't take my eyes off, can't take my eyes off, can't take my eyes off.
Hey Glam Fam, welcome to today's video. We're testing out the brand new ABH Fall Romance palette. I am so excited to dive into this gorgeous fall-inspired color story and see how this performs, compare it to her other previous releases recently, and see how it works on my over 40 eyes. If you're new here, I'm Kristi. I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's get glowing. Alright, my beautiful glam fam, so we have the brand new ABH fall inspired palette. This is called the Fall Romance palette. Oh my gosh, this packaging is absolutely stunning. Like all ABH palettes, I feel like she does a really good job with the packaging and still keeping it at a fairly decent price point. Now, Anastasia is more of a luxury brand, so I expect to pay a little bit more, but what I like is she doesn't make it too crazy expensive, and I really do love a lot of her formulas. Now, the palettes can be hit or miss. Sometimes I'm like, oh, gorgeous color story, swatches beautifully, but can have a lot of fallout, and I don't even mind that so much, but can be a little inconsistent over the years. But all in all, you guys know I love her singles. So this palette does retail for $55 USD, and you do get a little over a gram per pan, and there are 12 pans in this palette. And I really do appreciate the fact that those pan sizes are quite large. So you get a provocative blend of 12 decadent eyeshadows, including seductive jewel tone metallics, as well as your rich neutral shades that kind of lean more into the brown, taupe, and green kind of spectrum. This is free of parabens, phthalates, mineral oil, SLS, SLES, and is also cruelty free. You do have a 12-month shelf life with this, and it's made in the USA. So let's go over those swatches. I'll show you guys right there all of the swatches, and then we'll go over them individually. I hope that you guys are appreciating. I'm trying this out. Let me know in the comment section if you like this, but I kind of like to swatch them individually for you. I find that that would be better if I was a viewer. So hopefully you guys like it. Give me a thumbs up or a heart in the comments if you like this. So the first shade we have is Smoke. Oh, this has to be my favorite shade in the palette. This is just a Kristi shade right here. This is a metallic silverish taupe with like green gold reflex, and this is their description. It is stunning. There is so much payoff in that. You can tell because there's so much left over on my index finger, and then I went in for another swatch and it still gave me a very opaque swatch. That's unbelievable. And you will see with the other shades it didn't do that, so that is definitely my favorite shade in the palette. And then we have Moonlight, which is a duochrome lavender with a sparkling pink opal shift. Really beautiful color. We saw that in the Nouveau palette as well with the purple matte. And then we also saw it in the Cosmo palette, and that was more of a duochrome, and I'll show you guys the swatches side by side of what those purples look like. The Supernova is a lot more creamier, I would say, from the new Cosmos palette. I found that that shade was just a lot richer in my opinion, so I don't know how I'm gonna feel. I don't know how that's going to perform. I don't think we're gonna use the purple today, but we'll see. But don't get me wrong, it is a gorgeous duochrome lavender. The next shade is Fireside, which is a metallic rosy copper with sparkling reflex. Oh my gosh, you guys, that color is so beautiful. I did find that this metallic was very creamy compared to the lavender purple one. The purple one is a little hard, and I feel like that's gonna get even harder over time, but that is a really pretty, that Fireside is gorgeous. I really love her metallic formula. It can be hit or miss, but typically I really like it. The next shade is Divine, and that is a duochrome vivid purple with sparkling pink pearl shift. It is a really gorgeous color if you're really into that deep purple pink shades. That's not my personal cup of tea. Do I think it's absolutely stunning? Yes. But is it my choice of a shade? Not really. And I didn't really find anything in the Cosmos or the Nouveau or even the Rose Metals that compared to that. So that is a really pretty color if you like those vibrant purples. And then we have the shade Crown, and that's a duochrome gold with a sparkling green blue shift. Ugh, that color is so incredibly beautiful. I felt like Crown was almost pulling a little bit more gold. Really gorgeous. If you're not into greens, you're gonna really enjoy that one. And then the next shade we have is called Ember, and that's a matte toasted brown with fiery reflex. So that is a matte shade with her typical kind of glitters in there that we see from a lot of other brands as well. Not necessarily my favorites, but it looks really pretty. The shade is absolutely gorgeous and it's swatched beautifully. That one at first was a little hard, and then the more I'm working my finger in it, the more it's softening up. So I think some of these soften up over time. And then the next shade is called Leather, and that is a matte stone. That is just a standard ABH matte. Feels very soft and creamy. I absolutely love that undertone too. It is a really beautiful matte shade. And then the next shade is called Thorns, and that is a matte hunter green with sparkling reflex, a lot like the Ember. This has like sparkling reflex in it, as you can see from the swatch, but a really gorgeous green. We are definitely using that color today because I haven't done a green look in a while, so I'm excited to test that one out. And then we have the shade Crimson, which is a matte deep wine. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. It makes you want like a Cabernet or a Merlot or something like that, whatever your red wine of choice is. It is a really beautiful deep wine. Now that matte is just a very interesting shade to me because it is extremely hard pan. In my opinion, even though I was surprised it swatched so good, because in my opinion, it almost looked cheap to me. It felt cheap. It felt like it was in a more affordable palette type formulation. So I'm interested to see how that's going to perform. And then the next shade is called Midnight, and that's a metallic smoky purple with sparkling reflex. Oh my gosh, you guys, there is so much pigment behind that and so much opacity. It is a gorgeous color. I definitely want to play with that closer to the December time. Oh, that is such a beautiful, beautiful shade. And then we also have Mulberry, which is a matte reddish brown with a sparkling reflex. So she doesn't have a lot of standard mattes in this. There's a lot of sparkling shades, probably because it is more of a holiday palette. So we need to keep that in mind. And then the last shade is called Twilight, and that's a matte deep grayish green, a very unique color. We are definitely using that color today. I'm only doing one look in this video just because I just got this and I want to get this video out. So I am gonna stick to these greens and taupes. I don't think I'm gonna play with the purples today. Sorry, you guys. We'll eventually get to those, but I just wanna stick to most of these browns and the greens. And I haven't done a green in a while, and it'd be perfect. Kind of just get you guys motivated for October coming around the corner. All right, so I already prepped my eyes. I have my Gerard clean canvas. You guys know, can't live without this. This is just, if you're new here, this is the only eyeshadow base I will use. It's amazing. And to give you guys a slight update, let me get these other palettes out of my way. I am still going strong with this, and I know this wasn't for everybody. I know some of you, Jenna, there's some of you out there that were like, not really my thing, but, and I totally get it. Not every palette's gonna be for everybody. We all have different preferences and stuff like that. So this is the newer one. As you can tell, it's not so messy, but I ended up getting a backup because I love it that much. My first one, I was already hitting pan on some of them. I just was digging too hard. One thing you want to be careful is don't dig too hard because these are like putty. But man, oh man, I cannot wait to combine these two together. Oh my goodness. All right, we are gonna take my Units 307 brush. You guys know I just love this nice fluffy brush. They're so affordable. I think this one's like $9. I'm gonna knock everything over. I am gonna use this Armani liquid shadow in the shade 2S with this palette. So I'll show you guys what that looks like in the swatch right there. I just purchased this. I let you guys know in the community tab that they were having a 25% off sale, and I had the taupe one that I loved so much, and I think that one was number 6 or 12, I can't remember, but this taupe one will be really beautiful as well. And I also picked up the silver. I love these. These are just like a mature skin metallic dream liquid to put underneath your metallics. It's unbelievable. So we are going to use that underneath. And it says like a greenish shift to it, so really pretty. All right, I just wanted to throw that in really quick. Let's go into that shade Leather. It's actually like a perfect name for that shade. And I'm gonna take that Units brush and we're gonna use this as a transition. We're gonna see it's usually I just washed these brushes even though they're stained. So we're gonna throw that into the crease right here. Really beautiful, beautiful formula as always with ABH mattes. I just love her mattes. They're just so good. And I took a very small amount because they're so pigmented that I want to build this up slower. I would highly recommend, if you are not that experienced with eyeshadow, to always start off small. Hold that brush far back and build. Because it reminds me of Field of Dreams. If you build it, he will come. If you're my age, you know that movie and that saying. Such a great movie. And just kind of start building that up. It's just a lot easier than having to try to take stuff away. And trust me, we all are in a hurry sometimes and just start building on its own, and that's when we get ourselves into trouble. This is gonna be gorgeous underneath this. Oh my God, I wanna do it so badly. This shade underneath, it's gonna be perfection. If you own this, I would do that. I would do that. You're gonna get even more base and longevity out of that. So, one thing I have to say about that new Danessa Groundworks palette is I have had severe eye allergy issues, eczema patches coming here and there. I have been using that non-stop since I bought it. I haven't used anything else. I used like the I Need a Nude metallics or sometimes the mattes from the Melt Brunette palette because it goes really beautifully with that one. If I was traveling, that's all I would bring. And no eye allergies, no eye watering or anything. So that's incredible because everything else makes my eyes just go crazy. Okay, so that is really pretty. I mean, you can throw on mascara and there's your daytime look right there. And you can even add in a little bit of that color smoke. We are going to get to that in just a second, but let's build on the other colors. Now, before we get into the greens, I want to see what this brown looks like. So this is the shade Ember, and remember this has some sparkling reflect to it, so keep that in mind. I'm going to take that onto a BK Beauty. This is the brush 211. I've been really enjoying using this. I let you guys know in the community tab that they just had a 20% off of all the Angie brushes. So again, make sure you have that notification bell on. Ooh, this one crumbles a lot, so be careful when you dip into that pan. I am gonna dust that off a little, and we're just gonna kind of put that right here. Oh, that's pigmented. We're just gonna kind of slightly bring that around here. Okay, so that shade impressed me more than I even anticipated. Putting most of the pigment right there and then bringing in the remainder. Most of the pigment right there, bringing in the remainder. Very pretty. Ooh, that's really nice. Okay, we're gonna go back to Leather and we're gonna go over that with the Units brush just to smooth out edges. Very pretty. I love this Leather shade. I'm gonna bring Leather into here. If you really want to define out your nose contour, really bring that in there, but take a fluffy brush so it's not too harsh. You don't want to do it with a very dense brush there. That has to be more of a soft brush. Really beautiful. All right, this is moving along nice and quick. All right, I'm gonna take this BK Beauty Angie A504. We're gonna go into the shade Thorns now. And this is the nice, small, dense brush. And this is supposed to have a sparkling reflect to it as well. This has some kick up, so just be careful. I don't mind it as long as it performs well. I'm gonna dust off a little so it doesn't get all over my face. We're gonna see. I haven't really, I don't wanna say I haven't experienced too much fallout because I know the minute I say that, I'm gonna experience it. So, and I'm going really small with that just to see where we're at. I wish this was a true matte if I'm being 100. I wish that was more of a true matte. And I'm just going light with this because we're gonna do that last shade, I think it's called Twilight, on the outer corners. So I just wanna keep this one slightly light and tight into that crease. I think it would perform even better with a matte background and not having those reflex in there. I don't really see the point of having the reflex in there. And then bringing it out. I'm doing a wear test right now on, I just filmed the new House Labs concealer, so definitely check out that review because that will be out before this video. I don't have any excess product, just whatever was left over from those brushes. Just to smooth that all out. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, and then now I'm gonna go in with that color Smoke and go over that. Oh yeah, see that? Oh, that just brought out, oh my gosh, that's so pretty. But I do want to put that liquid shadow underneath. I need to even that out though, so it's, okay, we are gonna do that. So just because I want to do that. This is, you could do any liquid shadow you have, or just do it on its own. You don't have to do this, but I just want to. This is such a pretty color. I just know it's gonna go so pretty with this. And I like it because it's small. We can spread that out a little bit. And I just like to build this Armani slowly. This is a mature skin dream come true for, so it doesn't have a lot of sparkle in it. So if you're like, a lot of mature skin people don't like to have sparkle. I'm probably one of the few out there that like a lot of glitter. So this is a very subtle, it's not gonna be sparkly like the Danessa Myricks ones, but, or even the Rare Beauty ones, but this is a lot more forgiving than even the Rare Beauty shadow sticks. Those are good, don't get me wrong, but I think they're good and I love the shade Adventure, but I tried other shades and I don't think they're amazing. Just for me, I like them a lot, but I don't think they're the most amazing things in sliced bread. But I do love the shade Adventure. That I do think is the most amazing things in sliced bread. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, and then now I'm gonna go in with that color Smoke and go over that. Oh yeah, see that? Oh, that just brought out, oh my gosh, that's so pretty. That is exactly what I was looking for. So I'm gonna take a brush. This is a very beautiful creamy metallic. This is almost pulling a little pink on me, a little. Not pink, but more rose gold, I should say. This color Smoke, I thought it was gonna have a little bit more taupe background to it. Still pretty though. Really, really pretty. All right, we're gonna go back into the shade Thorns with that BKBD A504. We're gonna go around that now, just shaping out that metallic. That's a really pretty color, that Thorns. Going back into Ember. Again, just kind of doing reverse order again. When I tell you leather is one of the best shades she's ever created, I'm lying to you. Would I lie to you, baby? That song's now in my head. I don't want to get demonetized though, even though I sound nothing like the singer. Okay, now let's try this green out. This is the shade Crown. I've been dying to play with that one. I'm just gonna pop that. Oh my God. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, you know your girl's dramatic when it comes to metallic. We just need to accept it by now. Oh, that's so pretty. And I bought this myself, just so you guys know, this is not PR. Bought it myself, spent my own $55 on it, didn't even wait for the sale. That's wonderful. I would wait for the sale if I were you guys, save some coins. All right, going back to Crown, we know Sephora sale is around the corner. So wait for that sale. Oh, that color is unbelievably gorgeous. That's a good formula. Not a lot of fallout on that one either. Wow, that's really pretty. Whew. All right, let's take a little bit of Fireside on the opposite side of the brush. And let's put a little bit of Fireside maybe on the inner corner. We're gonna try that. Oh yeah, oh see, we're using the colors. We're using the colors. Oh, that's so pretty. I am gonna take my Rare Beauty Exhilarate highlighter. This is the one I usually use for my brow bone highlight anyway, and I also like it for my inner corner better. So we're gonna take that on the inner corner. It's really pretty. All right, we are gonna take my Hourglass Voyeur eyeliner and we're gonna use that on the bottom lash line. And then I like to take some onto the BK Beauty 208 brush and get to that inside so I don't mess up too much. Okay, now I'm gonna go into that shade Thorns, and I'm gonna take the rougher number 23 brush. Well, if you like greens, you're gonna love that green. Whew. I cannot recommend these rougher brushes for under the eye more. Oh, it's really beautiful. All right, I am going to take a little bit fluffier pencil brush, and this is the RO107, and I am gonna take that shade Ember now, and I'm gonna go underneath that now. Just kind of doing like a reverse order of what's on top. I just find that that's a really good method because it stays cohesive that way. Just matches the up top. All right, went a little crazy there. See, if you don't slow down, sometimes that's when you can make mistakes. And that's what your girl just did. That's okay. We're gonna take a clean Q-tip and try to clean off most of that before I clean up with powder, just because it will make my life a lot easier down the road. The same thing here. Just a clean, not wet. Make sure it's not wet unless you don't have any makeup on. Okay, now I'm gonna go into the shade Leather with my Sigma, love this brush. This is the Sigma E36. This is just a really good brush, you guys, to do this with, to diffuse out that bottom lash line. I cannot stop using this brush. I need to go get a backup like right after this video because I use it that much. That and the E61. You guys know I can't live without my E61. Let me know in the comment section if you guys picked up any of those brush recommendations I give you guys, just out of curiosity, and if they work well for you. All right, speaking of E61, I'm gonna go in with my E61, do some final blending, pop on my lashes, and I'll be right back. All right, my beautiful glam sisters, that is how the final look turned out. This eyeshadow palette is so beautiful. This look turned out so gorgeous. I did pop on my Amy June Eve 3D Silk lashes. As always, you can use my code Kristi15 at checkout and always get 15% off. I love these colors. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is a color story I can just get on board with. Every single shade I used was so beautiful and it just blended to perfection, but we'll go over all that in just a second. I was asked I think like a week ago on one of the videos if I can start telling you guys what I put on my lips. So I am sorry, I typically do it and then I take it out because my video is too long, so I eliminate that portion of the video. But just so you guys know, I do have, I don't know where it's at, it's somewhere in here, but I have my ABH Hazelnut lip liner. This isn't the right color, this is another ABH shade, but I do have Hazelnut on, and I did use the shade Tease from Milani. I love this color. It's such a beautiful color that just goes really well with greens and browns, and I just can't get enough of this formula for the especially for the price point. And then I did use my Gucci Carol Beige. You guys know this is my JLo color. I cannot live without. I just love this color so much. And I picked this up during the sale like a year and a half ago, and I tell you, I'm still using it. So it's absolutely worth it. That's just a gorgeous shade, and I always put it on the inside. You guys can see how I'll throw up the video card of me putting on those lipsticks, or short, I can't remember what I did, but that's what I have on my lips. And then I did top it off with the new Anastasia Beverly Hills lip gloss, the tinted ones, and this is in Honey Kiss. Oh my gosh, you guys, I need to reapply, I can't speak. This is just such a pretty color. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. I just love this. I've been using it non-stop. It just gives you that beautiful glaze on your lips, and it goes really gorgeous with this palette, by the way. And then I did buy the Makeup Forever new Artist Blush in the shade Playful Coral. I really love this color, you guys. This is a really beautiful, this is what I wanted when I originally reviewed these new blush formulas. You guys know, if you're a Glam Fam sister, this is an OG favorite of mine, the previous version of this, and then they reformulated it, and I love the new one just as much, if not even more. And this was the color I was looking for, but they didn't have it on the Sephora site. They only carried it on the Make It Forever site. I don't know if that's changed, but I will have both links below. I did buy the Charming Poppy as well, and I love using this for like that latte makeup look if I want a blush. That is a really pretty color. Very different. This one's definitely more coral. This one's more pink undertoned, but both of them would go beautifully with this look, but I wanted to test this out on camera for you guys, so I'll show you guys right there what it looks like. And then I topped off the look with my Rare Beauty highlighter in Exhilarate. So pretty. You guys know this is just something I will continue to hit pan on. It's right now just the only highlighter I really reach for. It's, look at me, I'm a hot mess express. And then I just love this. I could just add this all day long. It's just the softest highlighter. It's so pretty. Rare Beauty nailed it. Anyway, that's what I have on the rest of my face. So if you're new here, I like to rank all of my products and I go through each one to let you guys know where I think it's worth it. Remember when I do my rankings to take it with a grain of salt, because you never know. Everyone's taste is different, especially with color stories. So as far as application goes, oh my gosh, you guys, these were so easy to blend. Even I wasn't as impressed with some of the swatches as I was the performance. So I prefer having better performance and not as great swatches, like a Viseart type of formula. Like they never swatch that great, but they perform unbelievably good. I got that out of this palette. Some of them swatched really pretty and performed really pretty. So I was not let down by any of the shades I used. And I do feel like even though they weren't super creamy like some of her other formulas, they were still so good and so easy to blend. So solid 5 out of 5 on the shades I used, okay? I didn't use every single shade in here, nor have I tested every single shade yet. So I'm just kind of giving you preliminary scores right now. As far as like the finish and wear, did the metallics have that punch for me? Absolutely. The ones I used, especially the Crown and the shade Smoke, I think it is. Really beautiful pigmentation. And I even felt like I wish the mattes had a little bit more matte background on it, but as far as the way they look on my skin, it's really beautiful, so I can't dock it for the ones I used. 5 out of 5. As far as the color range, swatches, color story, I should say that's how I'm gonna kind of lump this category. I think they're all beautiful. I think the color story is to each their own. It's all relative. You're either gonna like this color story or you're not. I do think it's very fall inspired and extremely gorgeous. I absolutely personally love this color story, and it really fits at this time of the year, so I appreciate that. And I just love greens and browns, and I even love purples, so I can't wait to kind of play with those as well. But the color range and as far as the formulas, the fallout is a little crazy, so I will dock it off for the fallout. So right now I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5, only because I just don't know how the other ones are going to perform in that respect. And then as far as like the packaging shelf life, 12 months, wish it was a little bit longer like Natasha Denona ones. It's not made in Italy, it's made in the USA, although that's not bad. I just think anything made in Italy is always better, just the quality, and that's why maybe Natasha can extend that out to a 24-month shelf life. So I'm gonna give that category a 4 out of 5. And as far as repurchasing, this category is usually geared more towards foundations and concealers and base products, because you tend to go through those a little bit more than you do an eyeshadow palette. You can kind of keep these a little bit longer, but if something were to happen to this palette and I lost it, I actually would repurchase this, because the shades I used I really, really like, and I think they're beautiful. I think the color story is absolutely stunning, so I would repurchase this. So 5 out of 5 for that. We're looking at a total glam score of 23 out of 25. So I do recommend this palette if this is something that you were interested in, if this is your jam, your color story, your vibe. And I appreciate that she didn't make it $70 because it's not made in Italy. So I do appreciate that she priced it at the level to what this palette is, especially if you get it on sale. And again, they run so many sales everywhere, so just wait for those good deals. But I always like to hear the Glam Fam feedback. Thank you so much for watching this video. And if you are new here, before you go, please remember to hit that subscribe button and click the post notification bell. Join our beautiful Glam Fam. Say hello. I love hearing from the Glam Fam. It really just warms my heart so much. And if you like videos like this, please give it a huge thumbs up and check out last week's video on how this house concealer held up in a 5-day wear test. And if you're watching this far, thank you for sticking with me. You can follow me on all of my socials at KristiAllure. Check out my merch, Glamorous Life Collections, and I will see you guys on the next video. Love you guys. Bye.
Never up, never down, never. Like a theme in a song, clever. Feeling high, feeling low at the same time. Feels so right, then I'm wrong, hoping I'll be fine. But I get up.